Hey guys, welcome back. I'm edcgunner and I got a new watch. It's a Omega. You can see. Sometimes I say Omega, sometimes I say Omega, but in my language we say Omega. So depends. And I saw in the movie James Bond says Omega. So sometimes I will feel when I feel like James Bond, I will say Omega, sometimes Omega, but I don't know really. So write me in the comment section how do you say it. So anyways, this is my second Omega in a second week. I think last week I got one, or was it a couple of days ago? I don't know, but it's this one down there, which is now in focus. This is a speedy reduced, and still I love my Breitling out there. I think it looks better than both of these two watches, but I'm on a Omega run. This kind of like a Omega galore for me, and I always liked vintage Omegas, but I never really fancied some of the modern ones. Also, that it until I saw the Aquaterra gray color, which was beautiful, and even nicer the Aquaterra, the co-axial in the silver color. They are just magnificently made. Also, the Moonwatch, of course, but somehow I always looked at this one as the staple or the entry level of Omega watches, and it's kind of classic. And as the Moonwatch is classic, this one is classic, and this one is not because it's reduced. It can be classic. There's a case for argument there, but ultimately this is a classic watch here. Seamaster 300. You know the history. Prince William wears 136 mil quartz. Bond wear it. It has a nickname Bond, but at the end of the day, it's just Omega Seamaster 300. It's a cool dye watch, 300 meter water resistant, and really badass watch. I have to admit that the guy who sold me onto this watch was the Dracos Andy Hunter. So big shout out to you. And I always had it on my radar. But to be frank and honest, I'm a kind of a guy who prefers more of a Tudor look than this Omega, and I had the chance to play it with it. I know a guy who has one, and I handled it before. I even 36. This is a 42, and I really didn't really fancy it more and like it more than Tudor Pelagos or something like that. So I hold on to it, and yesterday, the day before yesterday, yesterday I went to buy it, and the night before I saw it on the local ads, I called the guy. Didn't ask him anything, is it original or not. I just called him to set up a meeting. I always try to get them out of their homes, out of their hometowns. Kind of arrange on a halfway meeting. So I would drive 2 hours, he would drive 2 hours, and we meet in the middle. I agreed, but he just wanted to go to the wait to the morning to go to the watchmaker and to check is it legit, is it original, because some other guy instructed him to do so because he also wanted to buy, and I didn't know. I immediately knew it's real. So yeah, I waited. I kind of said the watchmaker will offer him money immediately because it's a steal. It was a steal, and when it comes to things like this, you have to be quick. When you have to work quick. And the other day I called him. He said, I still haven't seen the watchmaker. Okay, just send me the photos. And he immediately sent me the photos, and I knew I had to go, but he had some kind of issues with his car, so I was trying to him to go and to send me via fast mail or like FedEx, but he was kind of reluctant. And I know there's lots of sharks out there just hunting. It was on the ads. There are lots of sharks out there just hunting bargains like this one. And because not every day this watch appears on the ads, and when it does, it's a full retail price, what you can go on eBay and buy yourself every day. And that's not the trick is to try to get it a bit better. And it doesn't matter even if you get it better for a couple $100. It's just that taste of sweet victory when you get it. So the guy didn't want to. I tried my best to send me the mail, and he said, I don't know, it's kind of and I said, look, just hold on to the watch. I'm coming. Don't let me come for nothing. Don't sell it someone else in the meantime, because believe it happened, people do that as well. Whoever comes first comes first served. And or like we say in the Bosnia, who first comes to the lady, it says. But it's the same thing. And I called him like 3 times just to make sure. Man, I'm coming. I'm going right now, sitting in my car, and I'm coming. Just don't let me come for nothing. And he promised he won't sell it to anyone else until I come. And I was gonna do a road trip vlog, but I went alone. My buddy was busy, so I had to go alone. It's like a 3.5 hour drive, which isn't that much, but if you're living in America, but in a smaller country, it's kind of a lot, and it takes a lot of good chunk of your day, and 3.5 hour back. And I woke up that day. I didn't even went to the gym. I had a terrible headache. I was sick. I felt I was gonna vomit every second. And I just, when we made a deal that he's gonna wait to me, I just went. I I drank an aspirin and a slice of bread just to make myself feel a little bit better. And I sat in the car and I drove like 3.5 hours. Met the guy. I wanted to do a road trip vlog like I usually do. I was alone, and we could talk a lot, but I was so sick and I felt terrible that I didn't have the strength to do it. Because I almost fell asleep in the car. And yeah, I met with a guy who was a cool guy. Didn't know much about watches, but he had the watch for like 3 or 4 years every day, and you can see lots of wear and tear. And he didn't really he didn't want to budge, not even not even $100 of the asking price. But let me tell you something. Money talks, bullshit walks. It's the easiest thing to turn down someone on the phone, and say someone no. But what I like to do, we went to the bar, and it was his homemade. It was home turf. I was out of my comfort zone, but what I like to do is I just take out the chunk of cash, all the hundreds, and I just place it on the table under the ashtray, and just give my offer, and I just leave the money there. It's firm. And when I was buying this one, my wife went with me. I also couldn't do a road trip vlog because I had to move fast. And when it comes to these things, you have to move fast. You have to be prepared to just drop everything, jump in the car, and drive and get it. You have to be a go-getter to get it. And yeah, I wowbowed him, and I found some issues. It has some scratches on the bezel, little dots here and there, but nothing worse. And the bracelet, uh, bracelet was short to me, so I you try to make when you are. I didn't buy this watch to sell, but when the times come when I want to sell, you make money when you buy things, not when you sell. When you sell, you just want to liquidate, but you make money when you buy. So I knew I had to make the best deal possible for it. So I lowballed him. Yeah, I dropped hundreds there, and I was ready. He was firm. I don't need the money. I just kinda not wearing this watch anymore. Whatnot. Last time he wore it was a Seaside, and I kind of find some flaws. The biggest thing was kind of bezel is scratched, and let me just find the bracelet. Um, Where's my bracelet? Yeah, here it is. Here's the bracelet of it, but it's kind of shortened, and there's a link, good link missing in order for me to wear it comfortable. And it doesn't really matter to me because I never really like how this bracelet looks. The center links, I never really liked them, but the quality is top notch. This is one of the nicest bracelets, as you know, but I will talk about that in a review. So yeah, I kind of let it stew their money under the ashtray, and we talk and talk. You have to, I know how to, I know how to buy and sell. I learned that all these years buying and selling watches and all other things, and you have to talk. When the guy says no, you don't give up. You take out your offer and put the money on the table. So the money works, and no one is immune to a pile of hundreds on the table. And you talk and you try to get to know the guy better. What does he do? What not? Everything else. You need to have the connection somehow. Find some kind of a connection there, and yeah. Then I take my wallet and I place another 100 on the table, and he's like already smiling, shaking his head. No. Then I call my buddy. What do you think about the scratches and stuff like that, and everything else? And we talk more, and we kind of connect. He asked me about my car. He likes my car. Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, I thought about selling it maybe. Yeah, we started talking cars and everything. You just have to connect with the guys to make that connection, to do stuff, and then he asks some for another 100, and that's already a good deal. But he asked for another 100, and I like off the bat just say, let's just split it. And he says no, shaking his head, no, and no. Okay, I'm just keep talking about this and that and everything. And next minute, two of his buddies showed up. They are all elderly gentlemen. They kind of one was politician, but the local one, like the nothing fancy. No, the election time's coming. So, and the other one is like who looks like Corleone mafioso, and he offers me what you're drinking. He calls me another drink and everything else, and we talk and talk, and you have to sell yourself as a seller, as a buyer, and everything else. I'm talking to me how much I love watches, not some kind of a dealer and everything else. And he's shaking his head, and he wants another 100, and I had 250s. I have 100 ready if he wants to leave, but I see he's kind of soft. So we had enough time, we spent enough time, and it's time to leave, and I just pull out another 50 on the pile, and he's like smiling. All right, all right, all right. I like you, good guy. You can have it. And I'm telling him, I will buy more watches if you can have it. So he says, I have a friend. He has a cool watch. He would probably sell it. Okay, send me the pictures. And yeah, we say goodbye. I place the watch on my wrist, and this bracelet. It's kind of really snug fit. It's really snug fit, and I drove back home. Drove back home. In the meantime, I stopped for. There's a really cool place where you can buy burek, and in the meantime, I go there and buy burek and yogurt. And you can, if you follow me on Instagram, you can see the photo when I was returning home, and yeah, have belly full of burek, and on my wrist Seamaster, another wrist this watch. I wore this watch on my other wrist, and yeah, I returned home around, I don't know, 9 a.m. Not 9 a.m., 9 p.m. in the evening. I always mix a.m. and p.m. And 9 a.m. in the evening, and next thing my buddy rangs me. I want to see the watch. Maybe we won't see each other in the morning, so I want to come and see the watch. And yeah, sure, he came. His wrist is smaller, and he placed it on the wrist. He can even place a finger on his wrist. I cannot. And he's giving me. He's trying to buy the watch. He likes it. He likes it, and he's trying to buy the watch off me. He's placing me. He's pulling me money. No, no, no. I even haven't made a video about it yet, and I like it. This morning, I was what? God damn it! I was watching the Mark Goldberg's video. He got a new Zenith, and recently he had an unboxing, and now he has first impressions. And these two watches are sitting next to each other here, and I was looking at them and kind of looking at this Goldberg's video, and he went there to the flower, to his garden and whatnot, and I kind of like this more. I kind of like this one more, and yeah, especially on this NATO. And I was googling lots of different styles because I'm gonna have to buy a spare link for this one. And if someone has a spare link, please contact me via Instagram, or this is a 20 mil bracelet. Contact me via Instagram or shoot me an email at edcgunner@gmail if you have a spare link or two. Yeah, and I was browsing on the photos on the interwebs to find some other bracelet alternatives, to see how it works on other bracelets, on needle straps, and I saw nothing that works as well as the original, and I like the original anyways, but I think the 20 mil needles is the best option. And I happen to have this shark mesh Milanese or whatever, which I bought I don't know when and where, but I had it in my box of watches, and I think it works nice. I think it works nice with this watch until I get a new link, but I'm really not a fan of how this bracelet looks like. I'm a more fan of this bracelet. This bracelet is fantastic. This bracelet is fantastic. And yeah, that's how now I added another watch to my collection. Now I can do a collection update once more. Probably though, just for the hacks of it. I haven't been doing lots of these, and people have been asking me, and still on my brand doing the best. Just looks so nice and luxury, and yeah. So this watch is new in my collection. Just want to tell you the story because I haven't made the road trip vlog and this is the story how I got it. You'll see more videos about it. You'll see more videos about this one. I haven't reviewed this one yet. I compared it the other day with the Moonwatch. You can see some photos on my Instagram, and yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, guys. You tell me what do you think, and yeah, I I'm gonna need some good strap option till I find the link. So thank you for watching, and see you soon, guys.